What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I can finally tell you more about Marvel Battleworld. This is the new Funko game that I've been getting rather excited about, with cards and dice and models and all of that. We do now have some of these out in the wild, which means we've got the rulebook, which means I can tell you how it's played. And I do need to give a gigantic shout out to @TheGreyDaddy over on Twitter here for being awesome and sending me an image of the rule sheet so I can tell you all about it. So let's get rolling, shall we? Now, starting off, this is the rulebook from the Battle Pack, but it doesn't really matter, or the Mega Pack, because you can adjust it down depending on what you're playing with. And it suggests starting with 2 or 4 heroes, but as we'll see in a minute, there are rules for no matter how many heroes you want to play with. So, although they suggest 2 or 4, don't feel any need to really be hung up on that. Now, what we want is 2 Thanos Stone battle cards, more on them in a minute, and 7 regular battle cards, 9 in total, and you shuffle them up and put them face down. They're going to be revealed randomly. You need the heroes with their card, of course you do, be rude not to, and then you need your attack die, danger token, danger coin, and maybe some mystery cards if that's what you're into. We'll get to all of those in a moment. Now, there are 3 parts to every turn. Number 1, you ready heroes and add battles. Number 2, you move and attack. Number 3, you advance the danger. Now, readying heroes and battling is nice and simple. Your characters will all be on the grayed out side of the card. You flip them to the colour side of the card, so you can see that they're ready to be used. And then you draw 1 battle card from the stack, those are your face down cards, and add them to the battle world. Doesn't really matter where you add them, as long as one of the sides is touching one of the sides of the battle world you've already got. And this is putting a random element into the game. You are essentially building up your battle world and who you're fighting randomly, and this makes the game fun and varied every time you play. Of course, if you've got enough battle cards, you can really mix them up so it's not just the order in which they come out, but it's actually different ones coming out every game. See, now you're ready to move and attack. You've already flipped over your battle card, the colour side is up, you're ready to go. And then what you do is you move your hero. You don't have to. Moving is optional. You can move, you can not. That's up to you. And what you do is you move over to a battle if you wish. And then what you're trying to do is take down a battle. So flying drone, for instance, is a battle that makes quite a nice example here. And then what you do is you have to do the battle. Now, you'll notice with flying drone here, there are 2 symbols. There is the little explosion and the little whirlwind. As a side note, it makes me legitimately sad that it doesn't tell you what they're called, so we're going to call them the little explosion, the little whirlwind, the little fist, and the little brain. Cool. So flying drone has got 8 health, essentially, and you attack using either the explosion or the whirlwind. So what we do, if we have a look at Captain America here, then what we've got is an explosion of 0 and a whirlwind of 4. So clearly we use the whirlwind here. It would be weird if we didn't. If, however, we were to have a look at Captain Marvel, she's got explosion 3 but whirlwind 1. So Captain Marvel would be using the explosion of +3. You essentially use whichever one is higher. And we know we can use either of those 2 because that's what's on the drone. Okay. And then what you do is you roll the dice. And you add whatever is shown on the dice to whatever your bonus is. And if it is higher or equal to the value on the flying drone, in this case 8, then you get a hit. On your dice there is a star, which means you always hit, and a Thanos face, which means you always miss. And what you're doing is adding hits. If you get a hit, you advance to the first blue part of the drone. If you're already on the first, you move to the second, the hit track as they call it. Once you get to the end of the hit track, you defeat the enemy. So flying drones, again as an example, if you hit it twice, it goes down, you win the battle. If you miss, i.e. you roll a Thanos face, or you just don't get a high enough roll plus bonus, then you miss and a danger token is put on the first space of the danger track. If you get to the final space of the hit track, you win. If, however, a counter is put on the final stage of the danger track, the battle is lost. Dun dun dun! Now, the number of battles you need to win in order to win the day varies. We'll get there in a moment. If you lose 3 battles, you always lose. 3 battles down, you lose. So you're working together with your friends, family, or maybe by yourself, and trying to go through taking out all of these bad guys. Now, the final stage of the turn is Advanced Danger. And you'll see that all of these battle cards have either a sun or a moon on them. Flying Drones has a sun. And what you do after all the attacks have happened, you flip the danger coin. One side is a sun, one side is a moon. And you advance the danger by 1 on every battle, which is either a sun or a moon. You flip sun, you put 1 counter, 1 danger token, as you were, on each sun. And if you flip moon, you put 1 danger token on each moon. Nice. Obviously, then, this does give you a little bit of time pressure. You need to try and make sure that you are taking out these battles quickly because, well, unless they're all sun or all moon, and you flip the other one, you are going to be getting danger on some of these battles at the end of every turn. When you win a battle, you flip it over to show that you've won. And when you lose a battle, you flip it over and you put a danger token on it to show that you have, in fact, lost. And it will take up to 3 hits to win a battle. But it seems to be, we're not told otherwise, that it is always 3 misses, or 3 danger, I suppose, in order to lose a battle. Now, I told you we'd come back to Fennel Stone battles. Now seems like a good time to do so. A Fennel Stone battle is basically one where it's just a stone. But when you win, you crack open a Fennel Stone. Now, obviously, the best time to do this is when you've just bought a new pack and you've got a bunch of unopened Fennel Stones, but obviously you don't have to do this. If you don't have a Fennel Stone that is unopened, then all you need to do is just pick a random hero. And as a side note, I would recommend doing a genuine random hero, either having them in a bag and picking one at random, or assigning one a number and rolling a dice, or whatever it might be. I would highly recommend doing random here, so you start with whichever hero you want, but then the ones that are brought in come in randomly. That seems like fun to me. And essentially, when you win the battle, if you win the battle, you then get to flip over the card as you usually would, and then a rescued hero comes in, so you've got another hero to use, and yes, they can attack the same turn that they are rescued. Tell me that doesn't sound awesome. Now, when you're playing with more people, the good news is we've actually got a handy little table. So 1 starting hero, 1 Fennel Stone, 1 Fennel Stone battle card, 4 other battle cards. Win 3 battles to win the game. Remember, it is always losing if you lose 3. 2 heroes, 2 Fennel Stones, 2 Fennel Stone battle cards. Obviously, they have to be the same number. 7 battle cards, 5 battles to win. 3 heroes, 3 Fennel Stones, 10 battle cards, 7 battles to win. 4 heroes, 4 Fennel Stones, 13 battle cards, 9 battles to win. 5 heroes, 5 Fennel Stones, 16 battle cards, and 11 battles to win. Here's the thing, though. Until and unless we see some organised play, see this as a guide. There is no reason you cannot add more or fewer battles to make it easier or more difficult as you go. If you're playing with young kids and you want to make it a bit easier, do it. If you're playing with your mates and you want to make it a bit harder, do it. It's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to you. Now, there are a couple of key words we do need to talk about very quickly before we finish here. With and nearby. So if we have a look, I mean, Captain America has been our example going all along here, so we might as well stick with Captain America. The skill says, heroes with Captain America add +2 to all attacks. What does with mean? It means in the same battle, on the same card, attacking the same villain. That's what with means. Nearby means the same or adjacent battle card. So if we use as an example something like Captain Marvel and nearby heroes may reroll attacks once at battles with a danger icon. So there we go. Sounds like fun. And that is her and any characters either on the same battle or the adjacent one, the one next to it. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that is Marvel Battleworld. Yes, obviously there is a fair amount of luck involved in terms of what you roll in dice, in terms of which battles actually come out. But there's also skill in selecting your characters at the beginning of the game, deciding which ones you're going to pair up, etc., etc. So I'm kind of excited. I am very excited to go out and start playing this game. Fingers crossed I get to very soon. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this game. If you've had a chance to play it, I want to know your thoughts. If you haven't, I want to know your thoughts. Basically, I want to know your thoughts. So go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy. That's where we talk about a whole bunch of games, including Marvel Battleworld. And do please consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far, the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.